This is Jason Snell from 6 Colors, and I'm going to tell you all about the Touch Bar on the brand new MacBook Pro. The Touch Bar is a high-resolution multi-touch display sitting where the old row of function keys used to be. At the far right of the Touch Bar is the control strip, a customizable set of buttons that are usually available no matter what app you're in. The control strip includes brightness and volume buttons, which you can tap on to bring up a slider, but you don't actually have to use the slider. If you tap on the volume control and then slide your finger right or left, you'll make the system volume louder or quieter. Tap on the arrow at the far left of the control strip to expand it. This is also a customizable area, and it includes things such as controlling the backlight of the keyboard, mission control buttons, and more explicit brightness and volume controls. If your Mac is playing audio, a Now Playing button will appear in the control strip. If you tap on it, you'll get a controller with a scrubber and track and play pause controls. If you're watching a web video, you'll also see a similar interface here. Apple has updated a bunch of its apps to support the Touch Bar. Here's an example using numbers. You can see that the Touch Bar will change based on context. If I select a chart, I will get options that are appropriate for editing a chart. I can use this, for example, to change the color and even the opacity of this box in my chart. One of the apps with the most extensive Touch Bar support is Photos. You can use it to scrub inside a library or an album. You can tap to kick off an edit. You can tap for auto-fixing of your image. You can tap this button and toggle between the original and your edited version. That's a really nice touch. And you've got access to all of the editing controls. If you tap the crop button, you get access to all of the crop features, including rotating. You tap filters, and you can slide through all of the available filters that Photos has. In an app like Notes, you can see how the Touch Bar can aid in text editing. I've never really used styles in Notes, but there's a very easy way to kick off a heading style right from the Touch Bar. Also, there are controls for styled text. They even indicate when they're activated, so if you are within bold text, the B key will light up. Now, the Touch Bar updates for apps run the gamut. Something like Final Cut Pro has extensive Touch Bar support. It's got lots of different features in lots of different contexts. As you move through the app, you'll find all sorts of different things that it'll let you do. It's not very customizable, which is unfortunate, but it is so full of different options that you have. In contrast, there's something like Maps, which is very simple, although it's kind of beautiful. I love the brightly colored options, same icons as you see on iOS, for nearby categories. And then there are even simpler options like Calendar, which basically lets you just swipe through your days or weeks or months, depending on what view you've got set. Here in Messages, I'll show you the text picker and most specifically emoji. You can pick from your most recently used, your favorite emoji, basically. You can scroll around to choose other emoji. And you can also tap and jump to a specific category. Also, emoji, just as on iOS, are available as part of the autocomplete. If I type Ireland, not only will I get the properly capitalized Ireland, but then I will get an option for the flag of Ireland emoji to tap and insert. This is a tale of two calculators. On the left is the Apple Calculator app. On the right is pCalc. I think these are both examples of the advantage of tapping on the keyboard and not moving your hands down to the trackpad. With both of these apps, they put essential functions on the Touch Bar. So you'll type in some numbers on the keyboard, and then rather than moving your hand down to the trackpad in order to click on a function, you can actually just tap those functions or operators or whatever on the Touch Bar. And of course, you can customize the Touch Bar in a lot of apps, including both of these calculator apps. You choose Customize Touch Bar, and you'll get a very large list in some apps, like this one, of options that you can drag down into the Touch Bar. You drag them down, move them around on the Touch Bar with your trackpad. You can slide them around. You can also click on one and drag it out in order to get rid of it. Now, just to the right of the Touch Bar is a new Touch ID sensor, and you can use it to unlock your Mac with just a fingerprint. And third-party apps can support this right now, so I can now unlock 1Password with my fingerprint just like I can on iOS. And that's the Touch Bar. It is unapologetically an input device. I like how it works. It's not trying to be an iPad, and I think it works well with the keyboard to keep your hands in keyboard position instead of switching from the keyboard to the trackpad in order to mouse around on screen and click on little interface elements. It'll be interesting to see how different apps adopt the Touch Bar in the months to come. For 6colors.com, I'm Jason Snell.